Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Liberty Center Association for the Arts Quarantine Theater. My name is Carl Hutcherson, and I'm the director of this evening's production. If you enjoy tonight's show, please consider making a donation to the Liberty Center to help support our programming. If you are unable to offer financial support, please consider volunteering and taking part in one of the many activities the Liberty Center has to offer. Now, please sit back, relax, and enjoy William Shakespeare's classic play, The Tragedy of Romeo and Juliet.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Verona, a public place.
Gregory, being moved, I strike quickly.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moved me, and me they shall feel I am able to stand.
Draw thy tool, here comes one of the house of Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Carl, I will back thee. Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as they pass by, and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare, I will bite my thumb at them, which is disgrace to them, as if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side if I say A?
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
But if you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good as a man as you.
No better.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie.
Draw if you be, men.
Part, fools! Put up your swords. You don't know what you do.
What art thou thrown among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, BENVOLIO, look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me.
What drawn and talketh peace? I hate the word as I hate hell. All Montagues, and thee, have it thee, coward.
What noise is this? Give me my long sword.
A crutch! Why call you for a sword?
My sword, I say. Old Montague has come and flourishes his blade in spite of me.
Thou villain Capulet! Hold me not! Let me go!
Thou shalt not stir 1 foot to seek a foe.
Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace. Will they not hear? What ho! You men, you beasts, on pain of torture, from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word by the old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, you shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this quarrel new abroach? Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours, close fighting. Ere I did approach, I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery TYBALT, with his sword prepared. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, the prince came, who thus either part.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he is his own affection's counselor.
Could we but learn whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as no.
See where he comes. So please, you step aside. I'll know his grievance, or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But news struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long.
What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which, having, makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz, I rather weep.
Good heart at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut, I have lost myself. I am not Romeo. I am not here. He's some other where.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
What, shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Why no, but sadly, tell me who.
A word ill-urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you'd loved.
A right good markman, and she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, as soon as hit.
Well, in that hit you miss, she'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit. She is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead, that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine ears. Examine other beauties.
Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair?
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
A street.
Now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
Saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she are happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. This night I hold an old accustomed feast. One more most welcome makes my number more. Come, go with me. Go, Sirrah, trudge about through fair Verona, find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Find them out whose names are written here. I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and to never find what names a writing person hath here writ. Go ge gooden, sir. I pray, sir. Can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune and my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without book, but I pray, can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly, risk you marry.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, Count Anselmo and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Utruvio, Signor Placiento and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosalind and Livia, Signor Valencio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulets sups the fair Rosalind whom thou so lovest. Compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
One fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales let there be weighed her lady's love against some other maid.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of my own.
A room in Capulet's house.
Nurse, thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age in 2 hours. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
Well, think of marriage now. Thus, then in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love. Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Aye, he's a flower, in faith a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will dart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come. I must hence wait. I beseech you follow straight.
We follow thee.
A street.
Give me a torch. I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I. Believe me, I have a soul of lead.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound. I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe.
Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down.
Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in but every man betake him to his legs.
I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire wherein thou stickest. Come, we burn daylight.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain. Light lights by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that, ere once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkest of nothing.
True, I talk of dreams.
My mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars. But he that hath the steerage of my course directs my suit. On, lusty gentlemen.
Strike, drum.
a hall in Capulet's house.
Welcome, gentlemen, ladies. Come, musicians, play.
What lady is that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight? Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in a princess's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This by his voice should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy.
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is the Montague, our foe.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. Bears him like a portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. Therefore, be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, and put off these frowns, and ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What, goodman boy? I say he shall. Go to. Am I the master here or you? Go to.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Is so indeed? This trick may chance to scathe you, I know what. But you contrary me, for shame, I'll make you quiet.
I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this, my lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips, and holy palmers too?
High pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips, by thine my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took?
Sin from my lips, O trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is your mother?
Mary Bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is my foe's debt.
Away, be gone. The sport is at it the best.
Aye, so I fear, the more is my unrest.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
Mary, I think that be young Petruchio.
What's he that follows here, that would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate, too early seen and known too late?
Juliet!
Anon, anon. Come, let's away. The strangers all are gone.
An open place adjoining Capulet's garden.
Can I go forward where my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo, cousin, Romeo.
He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way, and leaped this orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors, madman, passion, lover. Appear thou in the likeness of a sigh, speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied.
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Romeo, good night. Out to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain. To seek him here, that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. What's Montague? Oh, be some other name. What's in a name that which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, without that title? Romeo, doff thy name.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that, thus bescreened in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself.
My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of thy tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if thou either thee dislike.
How canst thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art. If any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I approach these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, the dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
They do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes.
But whose direction foundest thou this place?
By love, that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, yet if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow, that tip with silver all these fruit tree tops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconsistent moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love.
Oh, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
to be frank and give it thee again. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu.
Juliet!
Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night! I'm afeard, being a knight, all this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay.
Madam!
I come, anon. But if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee to cease thy strife and leave me to my grief.
So thrive my soul.
Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace, so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly sire sell, his help to crave and my dear hap to tell.
Friar Lawrence's cell.
Oh, fickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. For not so vile that on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good, but strained from that fair use, revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt, with that part cheers each part. Being tasted, slays all senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still, in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the cankered death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, Father.
What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Thou art uproused with some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosalind?
With Rosalind, my ghostly father. No, I have forgot that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I have been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one hath wounded me, that's by me wounded. Both are remedies within thy help and holy physic lies.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and all combined, save that what thou must combine by holy marriage, to which this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis, what a change is here! Thy old groans yet ring in mine ancient ears. Thou and these woes were all for Rosalind.
Thou chidest me oft for loving Rosalind.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
I pray thee chide me not. Her I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, come, young waverer, come go with me. In one respect, I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they that stumble, that run fast.
A street.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with his man.
Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosalind, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master. How he dares, being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo, Tybalt is more than Prince of Cats. He fights as you sing, keeps time, distance, and proportion. He rests his minim, rest one too, in the third in your bosom.
Here comes Romeo. Here comes Romeo.
Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great, and in such a case as mine a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hams.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Stop there, stop there.
Thou desirest me to stop in my tail against the hair?
Thou wouldst else have made thy tail large.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Can any of you tell me where I may find young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
Romeo, will you come to your father's? Will to dinner thither.
I will follow you.
I pray you, sir, a word. My young lady bid me inquire you out. But first, let me tell you, if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman.
Nurse, bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon, and there she shall at Friar Lawrence's cell be shrived and married.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times.
Capulet's garden.
Good sweet nurse. O Lord, why lookest thou sad? Thou news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am a weary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunts I've had.
But thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee speak. Good nurse, speak.
Yea, sir, what haste? Can you not see that I am out of breath?
What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I.
In faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Have you got leave to go to Shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife.
High thy fortune, honest nurse, farewell.
Friar Lawrence's cell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight.
Here comes the lady.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Come with me, and we will make short work, for by your leaves you shall not stay alone, till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
A public place.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulet's abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
The mad blood stirring? Why, thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street because he hath wakened thy dog. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter? And yet thou wilt tutor me from quarreling.
By my head, here comes the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort? What, dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us. Look to hear nothing but discord. Zounds, consort!
Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure eye.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none, therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me, therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission! Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir, your passado.
Draw, Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Hold it, Tybalt. Good Mercutio.
I am sped. Is he gone and hath nothing?
What, art thou hurt?
Aye, aye, a scratch, a scratch. Marry, 'tis enough. Go, villain, fetch a surgeon.
Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough, 'twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. A plague on both your houses. Why, the devil came you between us. I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses. They have made worms meat of me.
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my cousin.
Brave Mercutio's dead.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again that late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads. Either thou or I, or both, must go with him.
Thou wretched boy, that didst consort him here, shalt with him hence.
This shall determine that.
Romeo, away, be gone. The prince will doom thee death if thou art taken. Hence, be gone, away.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Oh, noble prince, I can discover all, the unlucky menage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man, slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave MERCUTIO.
Tybalt, my cousin, prince as thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague. Cousin, cousin.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here's slain whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, but Tybalt so deaf to peace that he tilts with piercing steel at bold MERCUTIO's breast, who, all as hot, turns deadly point to point. Hold, friends, friends part! And twixt them Romeo rushes, underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout MERCUTIO, and then Tybalt fled, but by and by comes back to Romeo. And to it they go like lightning. For ere I could draw to part them was stout Tybalt slain. As he fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him, he slew MERCUTIO. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was MERCUTIO's friend.
His fault concludes, but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your hates proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a-bleeding. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy, but murders, pardoning those that kill.
A room in Capulet's house.
Come night, come Romeo, come, thou day and night. Give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars. And he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night. How, nurse, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Oh, well a day, he's dead. He's dead, he's dead. We are undone, lady. We are undone.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can. Whoever would have thought it? Romeo.
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. If he be slain, say aye, or if not, no. Brief sounds determine of my weal or woe.
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eyes. God save the mark here on his manly breast. A piteous corpse. A bloody piteous corpse.
Break my heart, poor pancreas break at once. To prison eyes ne'er look on liberty. Vile earth to earth resign, and motion here. And thou and Romeo, press one heavy peer.
Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, the best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did. Alas, the day it did. There's no trust, no honesty in men. Shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse.
Wash they his wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment.
Hark ye, your Romeo will be here tonight. I'll to him. He's hid at Florence's cell.
Find him. Give him this ring. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Friar Lawrence's cell.
Romeo, come forth. Come forth, thou fearful man. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Ha! Banishment. Be merciful, say death. For exile hath more terror in his look. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls. Thou cuttest my head off with a golden axe.
O deadly sin, O rude unthankfulness, this is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives. Pray not banish it.
Thou fond madman, hear me speak a little.
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word.
It helps not. It prevails not. Talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel.
Arise, one knocks. Good Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of heartsick groans mist-like enfold me from the search of eyes.
Oh, how they knock. Who's there? Romeo, arise. Thou wilt be taken. Stay a while. Stand up. By and by. God's will. What simpleness is this? I come. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, holy friar. Oh, tell me, holy friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There, on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress's case, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering.
Doth Juliet think me an old murderer? Now I have stained the childhood of our joy with blood removed from her own.
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps, and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries.
As if that name, shot from the deadly level of a gun, did murder her. Oh, tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, that I may sack that hateful mansion.
Hold thy desperate hand. I thought thy disposition better tempered. Fie, thou shamest thy shape, thy love, thy wit. What? Rouse thee, man. Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. A law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings light upon thy back. Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence and comfort her. But look, thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua. For thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back.
Oh, Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is. My lord, I'll tell my lady you will come. Here, sir, a ring that she bid me give you, sir. Hie you make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence.
But that a joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
A room in Capulet's house.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly. 'Tis very late, she'll not come down tonight.
These times of woe afford no tune to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay more, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Well, Wednesday is too soon. A Thursday let it be. A Thursday, tell her, she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone. A Thursday be it then. Farewell, my lord.
An open garden to Juliet's chamber, overlooking the garden.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight, I know it I. Therefore stay yet, thou needest not to be gone.
Let me be taken. Let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is it, my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. Hie hence, be gone, away.
Madam.
Nurse?
The day is broke. Your lady mother is coming to your chamber. Be wary, look about.
Then window, let day in and let life out.
Farewell, farewell. One kiss and I'll descend. Farewell, I will admit no opportunity that may convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh God, I have an ill divining soul. Methinks I see thee now, thou art so low, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookest pale.
And trust me, love, in my eyes so do you. Dry sorrows drink our blood. Adieu, adieu.
Oh, fortune, fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him? That is renowned for faith, be fickle, fortune. For then I hope thou wilt not keep him long. But send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is that calls?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, yet much of grief still shows some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
So shall you weep for the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so the loss, I cannot choose but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain Romeo.
Villain, and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him, I do, with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives. We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send one to Mantua, where that same banished Rungate doth live. Shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt's company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who to put thee from thy heaviness hath sorted out a sudden day of joy that thou expects not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Mary, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant young and noble gentleman, the County Paris, shall at St. Peter's Church happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now, by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed, ere he should be husband comes to woo. I pray you, tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hands.
How now, the conduit girl? What, still in tears? Have you delivered our decree?
Oh, aye, sir. But she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft. Take me with you. Take me with you, wife. Does she not count her blessed, what we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
Proud, and I thank you not, and yet not proud. Mistress minion you, thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you grain sickness carrion, out, you baggage, you tallow face.
Fie, what? Are you mad?
Father, good father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch, I tell thee what, get thee to church a Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me.
You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady Wisdom? Hold your tongue.
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool. Utter your gravity over a gossip's bowl, for here we need it not.
You are too hot.
Day, night, hour, ride, time, work, play, alone, in company, still my care hath been to have her matched, and having now provided a gentleman as one thought would wish a man, and then to have a wretched puling fool to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you pardon me. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me, even be you hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, for by my soul I'll never acknowledge thee. Trust to it, bethinks you, I'll not be forsworn.
There no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh God, oh nurse, how shall this be prevented?
I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first. For if it did not, your first is dead, or 'twere as good he were as living here, and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
Aye, and from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvellous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry, I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation, O most wicked fiend! Though in my bosom henceforth shall be twain, I'll to Friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
Friar Lawrence's cell.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father, Capulet, will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course. I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore I've little talked of love. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous, that she do give her sorrow so much sway, and his wisdom hastes our marriage, to stop the inundation of her tears. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady toward my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
Poor soul, thy face is so much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrong'st it more of tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is a truth, and what I spake it to my face. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter. Now, my lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield, I should not disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse ye. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Oh, shut the door, and when that thou hast done so, come weep with me, past hope, past cure, past help.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hear'st of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. Be not so long to speak. I long to die. What thou speakest not of remedy.
Hold, daughter, I do spy a kind of hope. If rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then is it likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame? And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in a shroud, and I will do it without fear or doubt to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Take thou this vial, being then in bed, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. For no pulse shall keep his native progress, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. Each part deprived of supple government shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours. Then, as the manner of our country is, Thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua, and this shall free thee from this present shame.
Give me, oh, tell me not of fear.
Hold, get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua, with my letters to thy lord.
Health give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear friar.
A hall in Capulet's house.
Is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her.
See where she comes from shrift with merry look.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learnt me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition, pardon, I beseech you. Henceforth I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county. Go tell him of this.
I met the youthful lord at Lawrence cell, and gave him what becomed love I might, not stepping o'er the bounds of modesty.
Why, I'm glad on it. This is well. Stand up. This is as it should be.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
We shall be short on our provision. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I will stir about, and all things shall be well, I warrant thee, wife. Go thou to Juliet, help to deck her up. I'll not be to bed tonight. I will walk myself to County Paris to prepare him up against tomorrow.
Juliet's chamber.
Aye, those attires are best, but gentle nurse, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight.
Need you my help?
No, madam, we have culled such necessaries as are be hopeful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Come, Vial. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there. What if it be a poison which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead? Lest in this marriage he should be dishonored, because he married me before to Romeo. I fear it is, and yet methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. Romeo, 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 here's drink. I drink to thee.
The next morning, Juliet's chamber.
Mistress! What, mistress? Juliet? Why, lamb? Why, lady? Fie, you slug of bed. Why, not a word? You take your pennyworths now, Mary and amen. How sound is she asleep? I needs must wake her. Madam? 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 Alas! Alas! Help, my lady's dead! Some aqua vitae! Oh, my lord! My lady! Oh.
What noise is here?
Oh, lamentate!
What is the matter?
Look! Look! Oh, heavy day!
Oh me! Oh me! My child, my only life! Revive! Look up, or I will die with thee.
For shame! Bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
Alack the day, she's dead. She's dead. She's dead.
Let me see her. Out, alas! She's cold. Her blood is settled and her joints are stiff. Life and these lips are long been separated.
Oh, lamentable day.
A woeful time.
Death that hath taken her hence to make me wail ties up my tongue and will not let me speak.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. O son, the night before thy wedding day hath death lain with thy bride. There she lies.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face? And doth it give me such a sight as this?
Accursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day.
Never was seen so black a day as this. Oh, woeful day. Oh, woeful day.
O love, O life, not life, but love and death.
O child, my soul and not my child. Dead art thou, alack, my child is dead, and with my child my joys are buried.
Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. Dry up your tears and stick your rosemary on this fair corpse, and as the custom is, and in her best array, bear her to church. For though fond nature bids us all lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we ordained festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheers to a sad burial feast, our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change. Our bridal flowers serve for a buried corpse, and all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with him, and go, Sir Paris. Everyone, prepare to follow this fair corpse unto her grave.
Mantua, a street.
News from Verona? How now, Balthasar? How doth my lady? How fares my Juliet? For nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives.
Is it even so?
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee gone. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. I do remember an apothecary, and if a man did need a poison now, here lies a caitiff wretch would sell it him. As I remember, this should be the house. What ho, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Hold. There is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear that the life-weary taker may fall dead, as violently as hasty powder fired doth hurry from the fatal cannon's womb.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
Need and oppression starveth in thine eyes. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. Then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will consents.
I pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing that you will and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold. Worst poison to men's souls. Come cordial, and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there must I use thee.
Friar Lawrence's cell.
Holy Franciscan friar, brother, ho!
The same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo?
The searchers of the town, suspecting that I tarried in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bare my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again.
The letter was not nice, but full of charge of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much danger. Friar John, go hence, get me an iron crow, and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Within this 3 hours will fair Juliet awake. She will beshrew me much that Romeo hath had no notice of these accidents. But I will write again to Mantua, and keep her at my cell till Romeo come.
A churchyard. In it, a monument belonging to the Capulets.
Give me thy torch, boy. Hence and stand aloof. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go.
Adventure.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. The obsequies that I for thee will keep. Nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. The boy gives warning something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight?
Give me that mattock and the iron wrench. Hold. Take this letter. Early in the morning see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee. Whate'er thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Therefore, hence, be gone.
I will be gone, sir.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all the same, I'll hide me hereabouts. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished haughty Montague that murdered my love's cousin. I will apprehend him. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, do not tempt not a desperate man. By heaven, I love thee better than myself. Stay not, be gone, live, and hereafter say, a madman's mercy bid thee run away.
I do defy thy conjuration, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Oh, I am slain. If thou be merciful, open the tomb, lay me with Juliet.
In faith I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Paris. I was told Paris should have married Juliet. O brother in sorrow, give me thy hand. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. Death, lie thou there, be a dead man interred. O my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Who's there? Who is it that consorts the dead?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly lends his light? It burneth in the Capul's monument.
It doth so, holy sir, and there's my master.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I'm gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I didn't stay to look on his intents.
Stay then. I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Romeo! Alack! Alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? Romeo! Oh, pale! Who else? What, Paris too? And steeped in blood? Oh, what an unkind hour! The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come, come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming.
Go, get thee hence, for I will not away. It's here, a cup closed at my true love's hand. Poison I see hath been his timeless hand. Oh, churl, drink all and left no friendly drop to help me after.
Lead, boy. Which way?
Yea, noise. Then I'll be brief. Happy tagger, this is thy sheath. There rest, and let me die.
This is the place, there where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm, and newly dead. Go tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues.
Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the courtyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Here is a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him as he was coming from this churchyard side.
A great suspicion. Stay the friar too.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is a friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them fit to open these dead men's tombs.
Oh, heaven! Oh, wife! Look how our daughter bleeds!
Oh, me! The sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile has stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what manners is in this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least. Lo, here I stand, both to impeach and purge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
Romeo, they're dead, was husband to that Juliet. I married them. And their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, who was to untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city. Then comes she to me, bid me some devise to rid her from a second marriage. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime, I writ to Romeo that he should hither come at this dire night to help take her from her borrowed grave. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident. Then all alone came I to take her from her kindred's vault. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awaking, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth, but then a noise did scare me from the tomb. And she, too desperate, would not go with me, but, as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy.
Where's Romeo's man? What can he say to this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death going in the vault, if I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sarah, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to open the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal come to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague. See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
O brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall be no figure at such rate beset as that of true and faithful Juliet.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings, The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence, to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Romeo and Juliet has been Dale Bachman as the Prince of Verona, Jeromy Layman as Capulet, Chelsea Turner as Lady Capulet, Jan Bahner as Nurse and Gregory, Lillibeth Sokolowski as TYBALT and a Watchman, Gabe Sokolowski as Paris and Samson, Maddy Phillips as a servant and the page, Bart Kuhns as apothecary and a watchman, Carl Hutcherson as Montague, Danielle Knight as Lady Montague, Friar John, and a watchman, James Bowlin as Benvolio, Abby Bowlin as Balthasar, Wendy Kleintank as MERCUTIO, Richard Bahner as Friar Lawrence and ABRAM, Alli Bowlin as Romeo, and Sarah Hinkson as Juliet. If everyone would turn their cameras on for one final bow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you to a talkback session with the cast. We will end this live stream and start a new one in a few minutes. Please join in. We would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this show, please do consider making a donation to the Liberty Center Association for the Arts. Thank you, and please have a wonderful evening.